Hey everybody, Chris from Thundercast Gray Skull here. Tonight we're going to talk about, do companies create FOMO on purpose? Let's get into it. Alrighty guys, well I got my little trusty notes over here to the side, so if you see me looking this way, I'm looking at notes. But uh, I did come up with a video last week. I was going to post it until I saw what a certain company, their reaction to everything. The limited release Tila, that kind of got my panties in a twist. And then they turn into a time release for over the weekend. I hope everybody got their orders in. I know I got mine. But it brought up something that, I think a lot of us have been feeling, especially with a lot of the companies that we collect from. And I seriously believe that a lot of companies, it's not just Mondo. It's Super 7. It's definitely Mattel, which God only knows what all they're doing. They don't really talk to us at all. But we'll get into that here in a moment. So I'm glad that they made Tila a time release, even if it was just for the weekend. Honestly, it really had me shook. Like the limited release, especially a prominent figure like Tila and Orko 2-pack. It really had me shook, and I'm going to tell you why it had me shook. It had me shook because the past 4 figures, which, aside from Clawful, which Clawful's amazing, the rest of them have been prominent figures. Part of the first, if we want to call it OG, the first 8. And Tila was part of that. And to just come out and make her a time release, limited release, not time release, that's odd. Very odd, because you leave limited releases like that for characters that you don't believe is going to sell. And I don't know what their sell charts has been looking like as far as, He-Man, Skeletor, Man-at-Arms, Clawful, whatnot. But I know this, that ever since the figures started coming out, and, and reviewers such as myself and other channels have been, reviewing the figures and showcasing them, that there's been a lot more talk in the different, community channels, especially on Facebook. And there's probably like, 12? So why? What my question is why? Why Mondo? Why would you do that? Was it trying to stir up some type of FOMO? Fear of missing out. Oh, hurry up, bam. Or was you projecting based upon previous orders, going, okay, here goes the sweet spot? I can only speculate. I have no connections to anybody. I have no connections to any company. But releasing a prominent figure like Tila with Orko, which great idea, but I'm going to ask this very nicely. Please don't ever do that again. Remain consistent. Consistency is the key. The consistency with any relationship, no matter whether or not it's a personal relationship, financial relationship, buying and selling relationship, work relationship, all relationships have to be consistent. And you came out the gate and remained that way for 4 figures of being time release. And then you switch it up to being limited release. And I know we're going close to, San Diego Comic-Con, which is, next month. But be consistent, especially with this line. There's a lot of people who love this line. I love this line. Like, it ain't nothing. Heck, I bought 2 He-Man figures. I bought the time release and the regular release, mainly because I wanted to make King Grayskull, which I kind of, who knows, y'all might be coming out with King Grayskull, and if you do, you better come out with his wife. You better come out with the queen. 1 second. Her. You better come out with her if you're coming out with a King Grayskull. Her. Thank you. Sorry. But be consistent on this, because I don't want to, when you do things like that, when companies do things like that, there's a major knee-jerk reaction where we will stop buying from you, or we'll just wait. And with the price point of your figures, which, yeah, they're, what, 115, 125, but on my end, after tax and everything else, they're 160. I mean, this isn't to scare anybody, but this is very truthful. This is where a lot of people's minds are, which is for 160, you know how many figures I can get for $160? Do like, that's on my list of figures to get, because as collectors, we all got lists. Every single one of us has a list. Might be a couple pages long, like myself, but we all have a list nonetheless. So instead of, placing an order with you for 160, that's tax and shipping included, we can go spend that money elsewhere. Just be consistent with us. If you started off, time release, gave us a month to get all of our orders in, and then did that. I mean, it was the same. The release date was for what, January, 2027, about 6-7 months away, which is about the same amount of it's about the same amount of time that it took for He-Man to get here. I mean, I don't understand why the limited release. There's no computing. Like, even in business, it would not make sense to make a prominent figure like Teela, because who is He-Man without his Teela? You know what I mean? I mean, I know you're fans of the show, and I'm sorry, everybody. I know I'm talking straight to Mondo for a minute, but you all know what I'm referring to. I mean, them two have always had that love tension for years, all up to the Revolution show, where they finally got together at the end, which we all been waiting for like almost 40 freaking, well, actually over 40 years. But I digress. I'm veering off topic. So, Mondo, please just keep up the time, the time release for a month, please, because that right there would ease everybody's mind down, and you'll be one of the very few companies that actually remains consistent with what they do. All right. And they're not the only person that does this. Has switched up their game. Super 7 recently switched up their game with their last wave of Thundercats figures. At first it was a time release of getting orders in, and then if you got your orders within that month, you got the extra pack. Most of the time it was a head pack, but they did have, like, the accessory pack too. Super 7, go back to that formula. Seriously, because that right there was like, yeah, we want those extra heads. Yes, we want that. Or how about this? I'll give you another one. How about you just start releasing the head packs? Make some money that way. I mean, shoot, we're going to buy them. Especially if, diehard freaking Thundercats fans, and trust me, I am, and many other people that watch this channel are as well. I mean, shoot, I got both versions of the freaking Thunder Tank. Mainly because, I got I see that you got the DX line, you got the toy version, which old LJN version. They got to have their Thunder Tank. My regular Ultimates, they got to have their Thunder Tank. So go back to your old formula. I mean, you can still sit back and have your projected out, and I do love the fact that y'all honestly went back and re-released a lot of the older waves. A lot of the prominent figures. You start bringing them back. That way, anybody who's just now getting into Thundercats, they can catch up, which is great. That's one major thing that I wish, that kind of killed off Mattel back in the day. A lot of people was screaming and holler for, He-Man and Skeletor figures, and they thought something different and came out with new figures, which was great. But, you also got new kids and everything. New kids, new people coming into the lines that, they want they want those core figures again. So re-releasing a few here and there, rock on. That right, thank you. Cool. Love it. But the only gripe I have with Super 7 is go back to your old formula. That way, give us a month. We all can do that. We know that you're going to end up making more and what have you, which is great because, it seems like the sales went up. That's why you feel confident about doing it the way that you just changed over to do. Now, Mattel, you guys are a whole different freaking animal right now. And I'm going to say this. The major problem is distribution for you all. I don't know if it is, and that in limited quantity on certain prevalent figures. A good one in mind, and I have a few figures off to the side that I'm going to showcase here, and this is not showboating. This is literally just showing these figures. And yes, I am grateful that I have everything I have. I'm extremely grateful for. But all four of these figures that I have off to the side, I had to buy off the third market. I did because, heck, either one of them I only saw once, and the other three I didn't see at all. And I'm over here in Tennessee. Yes, I will give you a state. I'm in Tennessee, which is on the opposite end of the country. So you can imagine if distribution is strong over there, it dwindles down over here. I don't know why. But, first prominent figure that, only saw one of ever, and then it was like poof, and he goes for ridiculous amounts of money on the aftermarket. The Motu TMNT Merman. Very prominent figure within Motu. And y'all did a bang up job. I love the fact that yes, y'all did the whole snake ordeal, but you gave that different tail so it actually looks like a merman, has the fin off to it, translucent. I love it. Great freaking figure. But try finding him for under $200 on the third market. Do you want to make money? Another figure. Oh my God, this one's highly prevalent. I don't know a person who wouldn't need this figure in their collection. Period. But y'all made a limited base on it. And that is Prince Adam. And from the Revolution, Prince Adam. Come on now. I'm surprised y'all didn't make as many freaking Prince Adams as you did He-Man. He was all over the show. All over the show. Who's He-Man without Prince Adam? They're one and the same. Like, I didn't even see this wave around here. Because if I did, I would have picked it all up at the same time. Like I normally do. And these two figures, I didn't even see anywhere. And this is from the 87 movie. And you can't find them. Try finding them for under, $150. Beastman, 87 movie. Tell you how much I love this movie. I grew up on this movie. I literally have all of the Super 7 classics 87 line. Yes, it was Super 7 did it. Another one that over there at Motuniverse got auctioned off, Blade. Means I have two Blades now, but this is the Masterverse one. But him, didn't even see him. And trust me, I go to the stores quite a bit just to see what's available. And they wasn't up. Like dang near every time that you went up on Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, whomever, it was, they're gone. They're gone. They're gone. So it's one of them going, for characters like that you don't believe he's going to sell, but they're I know you guys have got to literally be viewing in like the Facebook groups and whatnot, where you see that a lot of people still love this movie, even though it has its quirks. And trust me, it has its quirks. One of these days, I might end up doing a video about how to fix that movie. And it mainly involves one character that you wouldn't think about, Kevin. Yes, you heard it from here. Kevin is the absolute pit hole of that movie, all because of how the character was written. I can literally do it to where you still got the same beginning, same end, but there's little additives to it and it mainly involves Kevin. But that's another one. I digress. I'll probably make it, let me know down in the comments if you would like me to explain that part. Like make a video where I go, hey, this is how you fix the 87 movie with just fixing Kevin. But really with companies, I really have to ask, do y'all want to make money? I mean, or do you just want to make cool stuff and go, here we go? Because I would love to know. Because doing stuff like this, like Mondo, switching up your formula, Super 7, switching up your formula, going, I know Super 7 wants everybody to buy straight from them, which I get. I mean, that's your baby. I mean, Thundercats, what they took, they literally, and I'm going to be dead honest with you, they got the molds for the Thundercats classics, reissued them, worked up the other ones, and they, in their own way, have perfected the Masterverse. I mean, not Masterverse, the classics, Buck, the body, and they did great. I still like them. They still give, a ton of articulation. Still, look like the characters from the show. Rock on, love it. But go back and add those head packs and keep it for that month. It's a no-brainer there. Mondo, go back to being time release with the 2000X. Mattel, you guys, oh my God. I whoever the branch manager is, the brand manager of Motu, I don't want to talk out of pocket here because, one, I don't know who you are. I really don't. And I don't know how connected you are with the rest of everybody else. I really don't. I don't know if you actually 100% love Masters of the Universe. You might be able to say it, but there's a difference between saying something and doing something. And if you want everybody to, enjoy this and have everything, have all the things, you know, I'm not for sure. I mean, because even with Revelation and Revolution, there was a lot of characters, not there. Like honestly, like I got a little I got a little freaking wish list of, and I'll just say a few of them that's from that wish list because y'all left out a lot of characters between those two shows that would have been money. You would have been printing money at that point. The first two is King Randor and Queen Marlena. That's a no-brainer right there. Bam! You would have put those Masterverse, Revelation, or Revolution. One of the two wouldn't have mattered. Bam! There you go. Because the last time we got a Queen Marlena was from Classics. Now I would love to have her for my 7-inch line. Would love to, and you can still do that because you're still doing vintage. You can just do an offshoot. And trust me, y'all have plenty of sublines going down right now. My God, you guys are the king of sublines. So go ahead and put one out. Put it out for pre-order. Put these characters out for pre-orders and finish out all this. Go through and say, okay, what characters did we have from the show? What characters did we not produce? And then literally pre-order. And we'll buy them. And definitely, I'm going to say this one off the rip. And I don't know if anybody else feels the same way. Man, when Revelations came out and 2 characters towards the end showcased, oh my God, I thought they were coming out and y'all was going to do a 2-pack of them, which I hope y'all end up doing, which is Goatman and Pig Boy. 2-pack, bam, money. The reason why I want to say that, one, Goatman was only released with Classics, and Pig Boy has never had a figure. Never. We need a Pig Boy. And it was still designed the same way as the 87 movie. Oh my God. Anybody who is a fan of Motu and or the 87 movie would have picked up that 2-pack like this. I got friends of mine who are toy photographers that would have gotten that just to recreate the scene where Pig Boy is holding up Skeletor's staff and Skeletor snatches it from while he's walking up. Bam! Money! Another one, Havoc Sorceress Tila. After she got the Havoc staff and she turned all, blue, had the horns, had the demonic toes and everything for a split moment. There you go. Goodlin. Well, where she basically became, Granimir's nursemaid. Bam. Money. Because my last one's going to tie that one together. I don't know which He-Man you would call this. I call him Cosmic He-Man. After he, called down the power and he, helped Tila kind of, balance out, the trifecta. I call him Cosmic He-Man. That's what he looks to me. Bam, there you go. Would have made him, like, I never seen a show or a movie where they did not, if they had like the end version of a character, that they did not make a figure of him or her. Because I'm going to say her because I'm going to bring in Tri-Sorceress Tila. Why? Why did you not make a figure of her? We're still waiting for the figure. Like, we're going, why not? Like, it's a little bit beyond me going, what is going on with you guys? Do y'all not want to make money? And if you're going to have all 3 of them, you better have, what was that? What did he call himself in there? Skeletech 2.0, the final version of Skeletor. There you go. And to go back to Goodlin, Granamir, if you would have made him oh my God, if y'all would have honestly, did a crowdfund for him and done it right. And I'm going to make a video about how to do a crowdfund right, because God, none of y'all know how to. And I'm not over here pulling punches either. And you can sit back and say, well, do you work in marketing? No, but I know this one. I know how to actually promote something to where to freaking sell. And y'all find out after I make that video. But Granomir, my God, all you had to do was at least make him, double the height. Like 7-inch figures, make him 14, maybe 18, right? Maybe 18. Granomir, armor, and make the armor on where you can put it on and off. Boom. Money. But you left money on the table. And you've repeatedly have done that with the Origins line, with not releasing the vehicles. Make it a pre-order. Re-release those old figures, pre-order style. There you go. It doesn't, it wouldn't hurt you. You promoted the living crap out of the movie. You have 3 lines for the movie. You have the core line, you have the Chronicles line, and you have the Origins line. And another thing, like, if you're going to release a next time y'all do, Battle Cat or Panther, make sure you make the other one too. Revelations got Battle Cat, but we got no Panther. But then the New Eternia got Panther and no Battle Cat. It hurts. It hurts. It does not make sense. It does not make sense why y'all do what you do. Like, there's no logic to it. Heck, even Mondo, every time that they come out with one, they come out with the other. Heck, and before anybody, anybody from Mattel wants to say something, Panther was in Revelations. Dark Lynn killed him. Go back and do another, subline and finish out what you started. Trust me, we will get it. We will buy it. I know I will. And I know plenty of other people that are diehard Motu fans will do this. We will get the figures. Do you not see all this? And this is just one. Trust me, this isn't everything. I assure you. That's just for that wall. So we're going to keep this going. Like, the reason why I'm prefacing this is because a lot of collectors have to go to second, third party sellers, which chalk stuff up. Like, they mark it up like anywhere from double to quadruple the price. It depends upon the seller or whatever they think they can get their money, get for it. And since I'm not a Debbie Downer, I'm not one of those type of people that bashes without giving some type of context how to fix things. We're going to go in this wonderful order. With Mondo, keep doing the time release of the 2000X. Just keep same original formula you did for He-Man, Clawful, Skeletor, Man-at-Arms. Just keep that going. Give us a month. All right? Super 7, go back to the old formula. That way we can get the little head pack or accessory pack, whatever pack it is, right? We know that you're going to end up making other quantities for Big Bad Toy Stores, Entertainment Earth, and everybody else. Got that. And another thing, Super 7, rock on for actually, now being in Walmart. That's how I got the latest wave of the DX line. So rock on to you guys. Mattel, I think I pretty much already, stated what needs to turn around with you guys. about how to fix whatnot. That and another thing, get a platform. Get on a platform, make your little channel, and talk to us. We're grown. We're grown folk here. We're not children. We're grown folk. Because we're the ones who buy the stuff. And I know kids are getting back into it and everything, and rock on. Thank you. I mean, granted, I raised my kid on it. I raised my kid on Motu, She-Ra, Thundercats, Transformers, Jim. The list goes on. Mainly because I don't like today's cartoons and the messages that they have or the lack thereof. But that's my own business. Get on a platform and talk to us. Give us some type of heads up about where y'all are going with things. Instead of having to have leaks or news, toy channels having to give us this information and going, well, we don't know, it's speculation here. How about be grown and get out there and say, hey, look, this is what we're doing. Look, it's not doing so hot like it used to. This isn't doing so hot like it used to. We're putting it on pause. It isn't 100% gone, but we feel like we want to move in another direction and see how that goes. And we might still put out some stuff for, and I'm just going to be real, Massive Versus on pause for a minute. We're probably going to release some stuff here and there for that, but we're primarily going to move here. If you talk to people instead of having, it's no different than you looking at somebody telling a friend, hey, you tell that person X, Y, and Z. Is it 100% credible? And does it also seem like an adult thing to do, or a very very kiddish thing to do? And I know y'all not kids, so treat adults like adults, and everything will be fine. This is a relationship, remember? And another thing, oh my God, when y'all release stuff, when you showcase the picture of it, go ahead and tell us the price. Tell us the price. I know there's going to be a lot of people in different comment sections going to go about the price, but there's going to be a lot of people who's going to be like, hey, okay, cool. I know what the budget. I know how to, okay, so I got to finagle this, that, and third, and budget. So I know what I'm getting. So I know how much I'm spending, or have at least a really good idea. Because when you release something and it's like, hey, look, it's going to be, more than $100. And I'm sorry, I don't know about any one of y'all. I'm blue collar. I go out here and work for mine. I mean, if some of you are not, rock on. I commend you. But most of us, we're blue collar, man. That's what we do. We go out here and work with our hands. We do, go and do that. So we have to budget. Our pay isn't as big. But that's, but you do what you got to do till you can do better. But let us know the price. Don't keep us guessing. Like, especially when you do like a soon-to-be pre-order, and you put up the little, like Mattel does it with the launch, where they put up the money symbols. Like, okay, I get it. It's going to be double digits. Oh, it's going to be triple digits. I just say the freaking price. This isn't a game show. This is life. Going, okay, it's going to be that much. It's going to be released around that day. Okay, I can budget and put that money out. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm a grown man. Treat me like a grown man. I'm not a kid. This is not a game show. What, do you want us to start going on the forum and guessing the price? And if we get it, we get a free one? Come on now. Because you got to remember, regardless if we buy this for us or somebody else, we're the ones buying it, which means we're grown. We're adults. Let us know the price. New car comes out. You already know the price because they tell you the price. Just treat us with respect, and we'll keep working with you. And be consistent. You start off a certain way, you keep it going. You don't play the game. Don't play this game of, we're going to do it this way, and then all of a sudden we're going to change it up. Be consistent, because you consistently want our money. Then consistently keep on schedule. In other words, you keep your formula the same. Same thing we're asking. I know I've ranted on this for a little bit, and I know at the fact that this is a touchy subject for a lot of people. And this is also probably, I doubt any of the companies are actually going to watch this. But if you do, look, man, I do love what y'all put out. It's no joke. I really do. However, the things that I've, touched base on tonight, seriously, it's got, we've got to work together. And I hope that, y'all got something out of this as companies are concerned. And the ones, viewing it, you guys, hey, man, I appreciate y'all viewing it. I appreciate y'all listening to me rant for as long as I have. And I want things to be better. I want things to be as best as they possibly can be and keep this going. In all lines. I mean, everybody has a line. Hasbro does the same freaking thing. I don't buy anything from them. They're, a lot of their stuff is out of my price point. If I had more money, yeah, would I have all the Studio 86 Transformers up there? Yes, sir, I would. But I just don't, I don't have that fund, so I budget. So I go, okay, this is what this is what I can get, which is Motu and Thundercats, and maybe a few other things. But guys, I greatly appreciate it. If you got anything out of this video, already know, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all around next time. But until then, here, by the power of Grayskull, we uphold the Code of Thundera. Later, guys.